let's say for this effect, I take the deck and I can give it a few shuffles just like this. And I would explain to the spectator that we're going to need a few helper cards for this effect. So let's say in this case, we take out the two red kings. So we will leave the kings off to the side for now. So now the spectator is going to go ahead and touch any card they would like. Let's say they touch this one. Now, I don't want to see the card, but here it is for you. So go ahead and remember this for me. So once the spectator has remembered their selection, I would take it back and I would show them it's really going somewhere in the middle. So here's your selection one more time. And we can go ahead and actually mix up the deck just like this. And we'll give them one more cut as well. So now we're going to go over here to the two red kings here. So in this case, we have the king of diamonds and we have the king of hearts. So we'll cut the king somewhere into the deck and we will give it one spread. And you can actually see right here that there's nothing in between the two red kings. But I want you to think of your card for me. So let's say they do that right now. I would say, imagine your card going in between the two red kings. They say, okay. I would go ahead, square up the deck, snap my fingers. One card is in between the two red kings, and I hope this is your card, the 10 of diamonds. If you would like to learn how to do this, make sure to stick around for the tutorial. So before I actually get into the tutorial for this effect, these are the Bicycle Dragon cards, in case you're wondering, and I will leave my deck review down below of these cards. Okay, so this video is actually going to be going over those moves you just saw. Now, the next trick I'm going to upload actually involves these moves, and you will be able to substitute some of the moves for another move. You'll see what I mean in the next video, but since I'm not going to teach it in the next video, because then the video will be way too long, I wanted to dedicate a separate video for these moves. So here is the video, or the tutorial. So the first move you saw where I produced the two red kings, that is an optional move. You don't have to do that, but I will teach you how to do that. So, starting off, you're going to take out any two helpers. You can have jokers, you can have kings, you can have fives. It doesn't matter. And the only setup is one red king face up and the other one face down on top. So this is your setup. You have the shuffle deck, you have one helper face up and the other helper face down. So, starting off with this setup, I did something even more optional. I just shuffled the deck, but I kept these two cards on top. Now, I will leave links down below for the riffle shuffle, which I did right here. I just kept a block of cards. And I made sure not to flash those either. And I did an overhand shuffle with the face-up cards. It's just when I came to about half the deck, I put these back on the bottom. So those will be down below. So now I'm going to teach you the move here, and you're going to need to know how to dribble like this. So I will leave the dribble down below as well. So starting off, you're assuming you already know how to dribble, okay? You're going to start the dribble. And when you come to your last card, you're going to hold back onto that for a split second longer. Or a split second. Well, actually a little longer, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Just hold back this king when you drop the rest of the cards. And essentially, the card is going to pop off of your thumb. It's going to go right across your fingers like this. Okay, so let's say we grab a small packet here. We dribble, we hold it like this, and my index finger likes to come right under. I can let go with my thumb, and now you will see because of that index finger there, I was actually able to hold it. So we're like this. My index finger comes under, pops off of my thumb, and it goes forward like this. Now my middle finger is gonna be contacting my index finger, and I'll be able to feel it like that. And then my ring finger is here. My pinky is off to the side. That really doesn't matter. So we're like this, and then I move my index finger under. I pop the card off, and the king comes face up. And keep in mind when I'm popping the card off, the corner of the card right here, so the bottom left corner is right where my thumb is, like this. I put my index finger in here. You can push down if you want, but when you let go with your thumb, you'll want to be extra careful that the card doesn't go flying. So you want to apply some pressure with your 3 fingers. So that's why when we're here, I just curl my index finger, let go with my thumb, and then the card will come. And that's all it really is. It's quite a simple move if you know how to do the dribble. So you dribble, you put your index finger in, and you just pop forward. So if we were to do that in real time, okay, I would dribble, I'm gonna hold back, and now when it pops forward, I just kind of throw it on the deck and move my hand back. So for that, we pop, I just come over with my hand, I throw it up in the air, I open up my fingers, and while I move my hand back, it will fall right on top. It might not be exactly, it might not be perfect like that, but it will work. So like this, and just like that. So you will want to practice the move, but it is quite simple once you get it down. And it is actually quite flashy, because they don't expect it. So that is the production I did for the Kings. Feel free to do any production you would like. Now, for any of these moves, if you would like a separate video for that move, just let me know down below what move you would like the separate video for. So now for the selection, here's what I did. The deck can be shuffled, but you're going to spread it out, and you're going to have them touch a card. Let's say they touch this one. And I like to separate the deck where they touch it for this control. And now feel free to do any control you would like. So in this case, we have the 4 of spades. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 4 of spades on that lower half. I'm going to take the upper half, and I'm going to spread them out like this. I can show the 4 one more time. But when I pull back the 4, I'm going to square everything on top, but I'm going to keep a break. So it's going to look like this. So right here is the 4. I think right there is good. I'll leave this face up, and it would be face down, obviously. So now with your break, you just want to shuffle this top half to the table. So I usually take some cards, and I can shuffle them, and then I'll drop them. And you could even hand the spectator half of the cards, and you take the other half. Doesn't matter. You just want these shuffled and thrown down like this. This is going to look like you're really mixing up the deck here. And once you exhaust the break, so once you don't have any more, you can do one of 2 things. You can either place the packet on top, or what I did, so let's say we get back into the, so let's say those are there, and let's say the selection is on top. You can spread about half, separate your hands, and then you're going to drop the bottom portion and then the top portion. And that is going to make it look like you gave it a cut. So let's say you have a break. You shuffle these. I'm not really going to shuffle them. I'm just going to throw them down. I break it, and then I drop the bottom and then the top. And plus, if everything is messy, this helps out as well. because they'll forget which card goes where. But now the card is on top. So here's the last move you're gonna do. So there's 3 moves in here. You're gonna go over to your 2 helper cards, and you're gonna want a break underneath the top card. So I had my hand down like this, and I did a pinky count. Now, if you don't know how to do the pinky count, you could just riffle up like that, or you can check out my pinky count tutorial down below. Another thing you could do is put the kings on top, and while you're looking them in the eye and talking to them, you could riffle up 3 cards. And the last thing you could do is while you're talking to them again, just push over 3 cards, put your index finger on that 3rd card, which is a selection, lift up, put your other pinky in, and then square up. So now you have a break here underneath the 2 helpers and the selection. And here's the move you're going to do. I think this is called the side angle jog concealment move. So you're going to pick up the 3 cards like this. And notice how I'm holding them. It's like a biddle grip. So my middle ring and pinky is on top. Thumb is at the back. I'm going to take my other thumb and peel off the first king. And here's where the move comes in. And one more thing for this move, actually. So you might want to hold the cards a little different. You might want to hold them like this, okay? So you can see how it's going right into my ring finger, just like that. Going right into the 2nd knuckle of my ring finger. You can peel off the king, and here's the move. You're going to show the other king and put it on top, but these 3 fingers here, here's the exposed view, are going to come under, slide out that card, it'll go right into your pinky, and now this card, which is the selection, is going to be out like this. That is the move. So you have the king like this, and you're just going to come in, and you're just going to want to slide it out. Now, something I do is I like to have my fingers contact the top portion, because sometimes when I contact the middle, it doesn't come out all the way. So it's going to be a pretty small palm. So I like my fingers to be right here, so I can get it in the pinky as much as possible. And that is all you're going to do. Okay, so you're going to come over, and you're just going to move this card in. Now it's in palm, and you can line up the king. So you're going to want to watch your angles on this. But this is what it's going to be like. And you could even move this first king over and show the 2nd one. So now once you have this card out, all you're going to do is cut about half the deck or a little less and do the double undercut. I will leave a link down below for the double undercut as well. But once you put the the bottom half on top, now the card is going to be out like this. So now you're going to still be holding that break. It'll be in your hand, and then you can give it 1 card spread. If you do it right, you're going to notice that there's no card to the spectator in between the 2 red kings. But we know right there is the card. So I will go over that one more time for you. So we have a break under the top card. I'm going to put the 2 kings on top. I don't like to peel them off and name them like this, because you're going to be showing them again anyway. So I like to pick them up as they were for the production. I put them on top. I lift up everything in this sort of grip. I'm going to peel off the first king. And now when I come under, I'm just going to peel this card into my pinky. And now I can put this king on top. And I'm going to double undercut about half, put it on top, hold the break, and I like to set the deck down, push down on the deck with my index finger, and then spread. And there will be nothing in between the 2 kings. So this is when I like to say, go ahead and think of your card for me, and imagine it going in between the 2 red kings. You can do whatever you would like, but once they think of it, all I do is I square up the deck very carefully. I be sure not to flash anything. I snap my fingers, I spread out the deck, and now there is one card in between there, and this card is the 4 of spades. And those are the 3 moves. Now, I will go over those one more time, but I'm not going to do it in depth. But if you would like a separate video on any or all of these moves, let me know down below. So the first one is the production. So you have one helper card face up on top of the deck, and the other one face down. You're going to dribble like this, and when you come to the last card, you're going to hold back on it for a split second longer. You're going to put your index finger on top, pop off with your thumb, so let go with your thumb, and it will come forward like this, and you can throw it on top. And the kings go there. Now any card is going to be touched. Let's say this one. I like to separate the cards on top of it and below it. I grab the bottom half. I can show the card, let's say the 7 of hearts. I'm going to put it back on top. And this top half I'm going to spread out. I can show this one more time. But now when I square up, I'm going to keep a break. So now all the cards on top of the break, I can shuffle. Just like this. And now you can either throw this half down, or what you can do is spread about half, drop the bottom, and then drop the top, and that will move their selection to the top. Last but not least is the main move of the trick, I would say. You're going to be picking up your 2 helper cards, or even have the spectator do this. That's perfect misdirection as well. Just catch a break below the top card any way you would like. I put these 2 kings on top. I'm going to lift up everything like this. Okay. Going to take the first king off without holding any breaks. Going to come under with this next king, and my fingers are going to move this card out. I can clip it in a palm, and I can put the other king on top lined up. Now, I like to push out on the top king sometimes with my index finger, because it will pop up, and this will make it easy to cut about half. I can put it on top, and it doesn't even have to be square now, because now you're just going to put the deck down. Don't move this hand, though. Push down for the side of the deck with your index finger. Give it one spread, and you will see the 2 kings have nothing in between them. They think of their card. You square up the deck carefully. You snap your fingers, and there's one card and one card only, the 7 of hearts. So, that was the video for today, and those are going to be the 3 moves involved in the next trick, or actually being used in the next trick. So this is the tutorial for those 3 moves if you would like to learn them. If you would like any of these moves for me to make a separate video on, so if you would like a separate video on the side angle jog move, just let me know down below and I will do that. If you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next video because that is a really good one using these 3 moves, and I will see you next time. Bye.